Welcome back to the Hawkeye Garage. I am Joe and welcome back to another Wednesday night mountain bike video. Very excited about that. Last week I shared with you all some of the cheap and easy mods I made to my beginner Diamondback mountain bike, and I made mention a couple times of my giant full suspension bike that I have. And so this week we're gonna give it kind of a final walk around before I take it all back apart, sand it down, and paint it. Stay tuned. Alright, yes, this is my giant full suspension. It is a brass XX SX. I believe it's a 2009 or 2010. Got it for pretty much next to nothing. And I've put a lot of other stuff on it. Mixture of bargain parts, used parts, and kind of some slightly upper end parts. And I guess we can probably just start at the back. It did start life from the factory as a 1x drivetrain, and it was a 1x8, and I've gone ahead and just stepped it up to a 1x9. Nothing crazy. It's a 10 to 40 tooth cassette, and it's just really fun to flick around the fact that it's kind of a smaller bike and it fits me really well. So it deserved a little bit of upgrades, and that's why I've decided to hang on to it, at least for now. I have the same Shimano Dior derailleur on the back of this as my Diamondback, and I also have the same 32 tooth narrow wide oval chainring on this that I had shown you guys on the Diamondback. This bike is one of the two bikes that I have that actually has race face chesters on it, these nice teal ones. I love these pedals. For what are they, like $45 give or take now? I have a set of black ones on my Roscoe, and they're just awesome pedals. This came with a SRAM crank. This is not a narrow wide crank. This kind of has the shaft that goes all the way through and has the sealed bearings. I don't know what that's called. And it has the bottom bracket that uses, actually it's the kind that uses this tool right here to take on and off. So it's a little bit heavier duty. And I've also added the bracket back there that I'll show you guys behind the bottom bracket bolt, where I can add a chain ring guide, protector, chain guide thing that I may end up adding as we go on. I have also gone ahead and converted to hydraulic brakes. I just bought a set of used Avid, what are these? I don't even know anymore. Elixir 5 brakes that I picked up used off Facebook Marketplace. Really cheap. Maybe if I'm lucky I'll get one more season out of the brake pads before I have to change them, but we shall see. I have in fact switched these wheels and tires over to tubeless, and that has been working really well. Took about a week of pumping them up, spinning the tires around, getting the fluid mixed around for the leaks to all get stopped. But other than that, they've been really good. I need to add just a little bit more fluid in each one of them, top them off to get them a decent amount in case I do come across a puncture. But yeah, the tires that I went with are Maxxis Minion DHRs. Yes, I went DHR front and rear. It's something that you can do. It's because I wanted to get pretty much as wide a tire as I could get, and that is as wide a tire I could get on this back. I was limited on tire selection, so that's what I did. On the back here also I have swapped out, this had a Marzocchi spring coil shock on the back. I've just switched this out. I found this on eBay. It's a new old stock from a Giant Trance. I think it's the Giant's own branded air shock. Picked it up really cheap, and it's been perfectly fine. So there's that. Up front, we've got something a little bit better. I went to a Manitou air fork. It's a single air cylinder air fork. It's adjustable. It has remote, or has lockout on it, and I went with a 27.5 inch 120 mil treble fork. Because I had considered doing a mullet build with a 27.5 inch on the front, but I decided not to do that. And with a little bit longer fork, brings the front end a little bit more, gives me a little bit slacker head angle, and just kind of makes riding the bike a little bit better. It's closer to modern geometry. So there's that. That fork has been really good, not too expensive, and yeah. Let's see what else we got. I bought, again, Facebook Marketplace, a used dropper. This is a 100 mil dropper post. It's a KS or a LED SI. I'm pretty sure it's just the cheapo Amazon one. It was fine. The lever itself was garbage, so I actually put the factory one from my Roscoe on this because I put a better one on the Roscoe. Anyway, went ahead and switched up to just a Giant branded seat. Picked this up for pretty cheap from my local Giant retailer. I like the seat. It's plenty comfy. Up front, we got a little bit better stuff up here. I went with the PNW bars and grips. When I got these, they kind of were, well, they still are extremely popular on the mountain bike market for stuff that's like, I would call it high end, but it's not like several $100s for bars and $100 for grips. They're less than that. And I really like the geometry of those bars, and I like the feel of the grips. The only thing I don't like about the P&W grips is they don't use plastic caps on the ends. So if you drop your bike, tip it over, or rub it up against a tree or whatever, it was going to ruin the end of the grip instead of just having to replace those rubber plugs. You can see this. This fell over once and it's already pretty bad. Anyway, kept the stock stem. It's real short and it's got a little rise to it, so that's cool. And the same with my Diamondback. I have the 9-speed Altus shifter with the shift indicators there. Yeah, so overall I have replaced quite a few things, but it was a pretty old bike, and like I said, it had next to nothing into it when I got it, and a lot of the parts have been fairly inexpensive. I don't think I probably could have bought a bike of this level for what I have into it, and I honestly don't know how much that is. And also, I drilled a hole and ran internal cable for my dropper post. Yes, I did that. I did it on the back side of the tube here. Went to my local bike shop and got a little grommet, I think came off actually a Santa Cruz, to run that cable in there. A lot of people do it. A lot of people say don't do it. I did it. I don't care. Proceed at your own risk. Other than that, it's a great bike. It's been extremely fun to ride. I can't wait to get out and ride it some more as soon as the ground dries up. We're almost gone. The snow is almost gone here, but the ground is still a sloppy, nasty mess. And yeah, the wheels I kept the same. They're WTBs. They're like 25 mil internal width, so really good wheels. I gave the hubs a service. They probably got one more year left on the hubs before they get too pitted and the bearings the hubs need to be replaced completely. So it's a lot of fun. The full suspension is quite a laugh to ride if you've never done that. It almost feels like you're cheating when you're riding it. Anyway, I will wrap the video up. Next week's bike video will be a walk around of my brand new Roscoe 7. Excited to share that with you guys. If you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button. Check out last week's Diamondback video, and mostly what I do is 4x4 builds, and I'm trying to get into more mountain bike stuff as well. Don't want to lack on either, so maybe we'll be doing the 2 videos a week for a while. Give the video a thumbs up, turn the notifications on, because normally I drop videos on Sundays and I will be doing Wednesdays, so you won't want to miss that. Follow the links in the description down below over to Instagram and Facebook, where I post a lot more often and a lot more things than just bikes and 4x4s. You'll be glad that you did that. Comments, questions down below. Email me, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com. I always answer emails, and until next week, until Sunday, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.